Hi, my name is Mary. I'm French, but I live in Pennsylvania and I'm food photographer. Today I'm with my family in France and I want to share with you a little bit what is a typical day of food in France. It was difficult because we have a lot of different foods. I really hope you will like it, and actually it's very simple. First meal in the day is of course the breakfast, and for that we love simplicity and we love bread and butter. I think it's the simplest breakfast ever, but it's so delicious and I love it so much. So you take a slice of bread, you add some butter on it, and it's just perfection. Sometimes for some people we like to add some jam on it. It's bread, yeah, it's bread, butter and jam, and it's just perfection. But the jam in France is a little bit different because we have a lot of big fruit pieces on it, and it's very good. My mom did some during the summer and it was very delicious. And a fruit, I love to add some kiwi. It's a very famous fruit in France because we have some in the country, and it's very good. For some people, it's coffee or tea. For me, it's a tea. I love tea, and we have famous brands in France like Mariage Frères or Devinat brothers, and it's so good. I love it so much. So that's a very typical breakfast, and I love it. It's simple, it's quick to make, and it's just perfect. And after the breakfast, it's the lunchtime, and for lunch we like to have a big meal. I don't know if it's the same with every family in France because we are all different, but in my family we like to have a big lunchtime and then to have a lighter dinner. So for this lunch, my grandmother made a very delicious blanquette de veau. Veal blanket, I think, and it's a very famous dish. The thing is thyme. For a lot of very famous recipe in France is thyme. You need thyme to have a very good taste and all that. So for this recipe, that's the same. We added a lot of veggies on it, so we don't need to add all the things. In general, we like to add some rice with this recipe, but not today. So that's a very typical lunch. Then it's dinner time, and for the dinner I decided to make something veggie, vegetarian recipe, because I think it's better to eat some meat just one time a day. So I made a famous quiche. So you probably know the quiche Lorraine. It's a very famous, like a tart with eggs, some ham, some cheese, some all that. But for this quiche, it was spinach with some goat cheese, fresh goat cheese. I love goat cheese, and of course I love cheese. We have a lot of cheese in France. But we usually eat cheese during the weekend, because it's a little bit fat. So we don't eat it every single day. It's maybe during the weekend. And so I use the dough and then I mix some eggs with crème fraîche, and the spinach, a cooked spinach. And I pour everything in the dough, and I had some pieces of goat cheese. And that's all. I put it in the oven and it's ready. It's very simple, and you can eat it for 2 days or three, if you have not a big family. And we like it with some lettuce. So it's a typical day of eating in France. You see, it's very simple with simple ingredients, and I think it's a bit healthy. And here we are. Thank you very much for watching, and have a beautiful day.